Last we left our heroes, we were face to face once more with the Lich Carval, a once servant of Orcus, now seemingly back in his good graces and granted the Wand of Orcus. You managed to interrupt the last moments of a ritual in which Carval was attempting to retrieve this ancient power contained within the mind of Tenebrius, and as such you fell into battle. Utilizing the wand, Carval brought forth undead servants of the Dark Lord to keep you occupied, while he slipped invisibly into the ether. Thus began a grueling game of cat and mouse, you desperately trying to pinpoint the location of the invisible Lich, while he unleashed spell after spell onto you all. Amidst the battle, Valentine and Gord took charge in hunting down Carval, while the rest of you handily dispatched the zombies, summoned by the wand. However, the search for Carval proved deadly. With a barrage of cantrips capable of halting any healing, Valentine fell in battle. As Mary scrambled across the battlefield to attempt to aid him, she could feel the same warmth that had surrounded Hondo when he too had fallen in battle with Orcus. Grasping onto that light and holding onto hope that your friend Niamh still watched over you, there was a tense moment as this rumbling shook the interior of the skull chamber. And shattering through from the beyond like a golden meteor, she came. White wings splayed out and surrounded by celestial radiance, this angelic form of Niamh came to aid you in battle. Bringing Valentine back to fight, the tide began to turn, but not for all of you. Carval, seeking to bring down the betrayer to his once and newfound master, targeted Gord with a most deadly spell, and you watched as your friend and ally was struck by a bead of force, turned to ash, and dissipated before you. Dead, and for the time being irretrievably lost to the abyss. But the battle was not done yet, and slowly but surely, other members of your group began to fall. Finally, only Niamh, Alana, and Mary stood, seeking the invisible Lich. With a final furious barrage of attacks, losing composure and resorting to pure fury, the champion of Arendelle, she who had slain the Lich in your first encounter with him not so long ago, once more struck true. Impaled upon Mage's Bane, his form became visible before being thrown to the ground and destroyed. With what healing you had left in Niamh's celestial hands, Hondo and Valentine were restored, as were Lavender, and silence falls as you call out for your lost friend and hear no response. Your hearts are still pounding from battle, still slick with sweat and blood, and cognizant that the dangers in this room are not yet done, that the fissure in the mind of Tenebrius still burns with ancient lost power. But we do not begin here now.
Oh shit.
Gord, that spike of pain rippled across your entire body and you felt everything beginning to slip away. Actually didn't hurt so bad, dying. You've been there before. You just slipped and everything faded from you. The battle, the astral sea, Tenebrius, it all just stopped and turned dark. That darkness remained for a time, and you lost perception of it. For how long you drifted in shadow and starlight. Then it was all taken away from you and replaced by searing, stabbing, crippling pain. Consciousness flooded back to you, your lungs filled with blood and fluid before you were thrown free of this hell and hard onto jagged ground. Through mucus-covered eyes, you can see an immense frame standing over you. Unmistakably, Orcus. Beyond him, his onyx throne room and his throne of bone that is now filled, surrounding you on all sides, behind Orcus, left and right. Demonic faces, encircling, jeering, roaring, and gnashing fangs. As you're still kind of sputtering and coughing up this fluid, you're clobbered. You see spots. Orcus just bears down upon you with a brutal barrage, claws tearing through flesh, ribs cracking. With a heavy stomp, he breaks one of your legs, then the other. With each sickening crack and shriek of pain, the demonic horde grows steadily louder and louder. The closest to you tries to reach out and begin to gnaw at your arms and pull and tear at your fur. Orcus bellows a roar, sending them scampering back into the crowd. And silence falls, save Orcus's heavy, heaving breaths.
Witness here the cost of betrayal.
And he grabs you with a meaty hand by the scruff and holds your limp body aloft. With each just shift of movement, pain racks through your broken bones, and the horde all around squeals and howls gleefully. He brings you in close, the skull and this fetid, stinking breath just nauseating you nearly as much as the pain. This brings you very, very close.
Long will your suffering be. Carval will retrieve the last word, lest he suffer in kind. I told you long ago, my goals are greater than any one measly mortal. None will stand in my way. Today I end our bargain and welcome you to the low ranks of the Legion of the Dead. Be warned, initiation is painful.
With a heave, he tosses your body to the ground once more and stomps hard onto your chest. You feel ribs crack and break again. With a hand raised high, and you hear this thunderous boom, you can see just through blood-covered eyes, the flare of green flame and this crackle of lightning as from his extended hand, the wand of Orcus materializes in it. The horde squeals and shouts and screams as he brings the skull down to face you. With no further words, only the twisted smile of the cruel and insane, he unleashes a wave of green flame that is accompanied with the crackling of lightning. The pain is immeasurable as both elements rip through your body, igniting your bones, boiling blood, and searing your flesh. Your screams are drowned out by the mad howl of the demon and the crackling of horde. This continues. But meanwhile, in the Astral Sea, to what remains of the Wildcards.
Can't transition out of that shit.
Yeah,
What are you
that's
doing?
Fuck. I think I was down when Gord did it,
yeah.
but I just kind of looked towards where I think he'd be.
You
Maybe
saw
play-
where he was in battle before you went down. So you looked to the point where you last saw him. You guys were close-ish in terms of battle. The two of you were focusing on Carval and kind of working in tandem. And collectively, not just Valentine, as you all kind of gather one another, and each of you had moved to kind of pick the others up and heal them, so you're all conscious. You look and just see a pile of items and clothes.
Gord stuff.
You notice his armor, you can see his clothes tattered and
The
burned.
helmet.
The helmet is just kind of sitting atop the bag of holding. You can see these wrapped chains. You see a long sword. You can see this kind of glimmer of a pearl in his ring.
I just like touch my head to the little helmet. Just like,
Oh,
As you do, there's just a little scatter of ash from within.
we got to be quick here. I'll start like trying to put some of the stuff in mine, but like sling his bag of holding on. We can't stay here long. We got to be quick. I need to do this ritual. Is the wand of Orcus still here? What
ahead and make
Carval had?
You can make an investigation check if you want while I let my cat out.
Mary, I would so much rather you make an investigation check than me if you want to help me with this.
One of you can make it with advantage or each individually if you wish.
Mary, can I just pass that to you? You're nodding yes, I presume.
No, I'm here. Sorry, I was just walking around the room.
I
So happy.
figured there was
I
a
think it might be quick.
baby involved.
Okay. With advantage?
Yes, please.
Being aided.
The first one was only a 3 on the dice. Second one wasn't a whole lot better, but I don't know if you remember what my thing is. My character sheet's not loading. Great, 1 second.
I can do it.
I got it.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Okay. You just see for like the briefest moment near Carval's body where you're just kind of always kind of keeping some perception trained on him. His body remains, but the wand you just kind of see for just a fraction of a second as if it faded away.
Meanwhile, I think I'll be looking in my bag for that scroll of knowledge siphoning.
Sure. I mean, it's a bag of holding. It immediately comes to you.
We get one shot at this. It's a scroll. Carval was trying to do it. Looked like it took some time. Which one of us should do it? I thought Gord would have been the best. He's the best with spooky shit.
Would have been my call too.
From Val, go ahead and make an Arcana check for me.
10 plus 22.
You kind of unfurl and quickly kind of scan through to get an idea. And you had previously, I don't know if you had properly identified it, but you'd spent time and been kind of given a few tidbits of information as to how this works. It is indeed a 10-minute ritual. It is capable, it can be performed, I should say, by any of you who are warlocks, sorcerers, or wizards. So at this time, it's really only Lavender and Valentine.
I forgot I was a warlock. I was like, what do you add to Arcana?
Also, you rolled a 20 something?
Oh, 3.
22.
Plus 3.
This is a type of ritual that can be performed with others, as there is a longer form of this ritual. It can be, think of like a group ritual, like you would have multiple people all trying to do the same thing. And in theory, that would make some of the checks that will be involved potentially easier, but it could also mean some penalties to multiple people instead.
Oh.
It's more fun to share the fault, though. Why don't we try and do this together?
Have you ever done this before?
Went to the astral sea to an undead god's decaying corpse to siphon knowledge from his brain. This is my first time.
This is only your first time?
Is it your, have you done this before? We don't have time for this shit.
No. Haven't done this before. Have you done this ritual before?
Never. I've done rituals before. I kind of know how that just works, but it's the actual like invocation of the certain glyphs and words of
Look,
power
I don't
that-
need these huge words, invocation. This is like, okay, we got to be quick about this. So I have also never done this before. I am nervous, but we have to be on the same page. So you got to stop using these big words all the time.
We're going to do some checks. I'm going to need you to surge your wild magic into those moments to make sure this works.
Okay, I just like, sometimes if my wild magic is like really strong, sometimes I need to be like really angry or really like, you know what I mean? So like, you got to help me get to one point of that.
The last part, I'm not huge on. Angry. Your best friend, your cat, just died because of the fuck's remains.
That's so true!
So use that and let's channel this.
So Arcana check?
There's going to be a couple of things involved here. As the two of you make your way over, Valentine, because you're holding the scroll, we'll just say you're going to be, we'll call leader of the ritual, but Lavender will be assisting with the ritual, unless you wish to change that, but it makes no difference. It's just...
I mean, I would kind of like to, but...
We'll both inspire each other, though. We should definitely do that. I'm going to inspire you right now, and you inspire me right now. You got this.
Save my kitty.
Done.
As you inspire each other.
How do we do it? As
you inspire each other. You both try and put the encounter around you and put your surroundings out of your minds and just kind of push it all away to focus in the moment as the two of you walk to opposite ends of this fissure in what more or less is brain matter, but hard, like petrified brain matter. But as you kind of end on either point of this long crack, you can see that welling from within. There's no singular point, but there is just this kind of well of energy that is kind of constantly shifting and moving. And Lavender, it is very evocative of chaos. You can feel...
Love that for me.
You can feel chaos here, and you can feel simultaneously, while chaos, it is on the dark end of chaos. This is pure villainy. This is pure evil in chaotic form. Val, you feel partially the chaos, but honestly, you feel more fear and pain just being close to this. This is the antithesis to everything that you stand for, and certainly anything as a Lord of Light would stand against. The two of you begin to look at this space. And you remember part of this includes the gate jump.
I'm going to just 4th level cure myself, because who knows how this will hurt.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
So I just healed up 21.
Oh gosh.
Do you have any spells left? I could give you something.
I'm gonna like 5th level cure wounds myself.
Do it.
How bad do you look, Lav? Or both of you, actually?
I was at
Looks like-
7.
Not great.
I was at 7. She's at 17, but she's got 29.
But now
back.
I just got 29, so yeah. Great.
I'm at 28. She's
Okay.
at 46.
I've been around this kind of energy before. I've been around really, really bad people before. Do you feel good?
I feel as good as I'll ever be.
Do you feel scared?
I'm always scared. That's my secret.
What? You're
Hondo,
always
do you
scared.
mind checking out Carval's dumbass corpse not dying? There might be like a trap in it while we do this. And maybe protect us from any zombies that show up while we concentrate.
And if you find anything good in the Hondo, if you find anything good in the pockets, Shadi.
Very well. Let me see what I find.
You can go ahead and make an investigation check, Kevin. As Niavir will also put in. Oh, that's pretty good for Kev with your bonuses. She'll heal you, Val, for an additional 32.
It's 21 investigation.
Okay. Val, you're
Also-
also freed of any diseases or conditions if you had them.
Hey, yeah,
So nice. Also, Niavir, you're here.
I am, but let's have this conversation after.
Okay.
Hello.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
After.
After. There are way bigger things here.
Okay.
She's kind of bossy.
Yeah, she's great.
Mary and Alana, as you watch Valentine and Lavender begin to kind of make their way towards and kind of begin, Valentine unfurls the scroll, and we'll say Lavender will be holding the gate gem as the other end of this ritual. What did the two of you do?
I can help Hondo check, or she's probably just kind of hanging around waiting to see what she can do since she's not messing with any of the arcane stuff.
Sure.
Pacing and just around in circles and just very the right word, like very paranoid, and keeps checking out any place that people could potentially come up on us.
Sure.
Just rolling your swords over your wrists, just like ready.
Clean and subconsciously not even realizing, cleaning off all the nastiness.
Hondo, as things get underway here, you quickly sift through the bones and the nothing that is Carval. He has a set of robes on, and in his pockets you're able to find a couple of wands. You're not sure what they do or if they're anything more than just standard wands. And you do find a spellbook. It's currently kind of shuttered closed with a intricate looking lock, but you're pretty skilled. And on its face, though, you can see the lock is set within like a skull, and its mouth is kind of biting down onto the lock mechanism. It immediately gives you vibes of this shit is not like, it's not just a regular book or a regular lock.
Don't open that shit here, Hondo. Don't open that shit here.
I'll take the wand. So just wands and a book, you said, right? Spell
But
book.
it seems, yeah.
So I'll take them to Niavir, and I'll be like,
Smart.
"Do you know what this or these do? Are they good, bad? Can you open it?"
She reaches out for the book, and as she like grabs hold of it, you see her hand kind of sizzle, and she just immediately yelps and kind of drops it. And she looks down at it and says, "Well, that is incredibly evil, so careful." And she's, "I'm not great with arcane, Hondo. You might have to wait for the two of them for the wands. I'm not, this is not my expertise. Are you okay?"
I'm good. I'm been brought back a few times, but everything seems to be intact.
Everything.
It looks it. But she just kind of like looks over her shoulder towards the pile of Gord's effects.
Yeah.
And just kind of gives you just kind of like a, "Are you really okay?" look.
Aww.
I say I have seen many deaths in my time on the seas. And while it is tough to see Gord like this, I don't feel he's quite dead yet.
Well, I hope that's true. I suppose we'll find out soon enough. I suppose we should prepare. This looks incredibly
Already.
horribly evil, so something is bound to happen.
I'll take the book back.
As you pocket the book and the wands, and Alana and Mary, you guys just keep pace and just keep kind of at the fringes. Valentine and Lavender, I'd like you both to throw Constitution saving throws for me.
Constitution saving throw.
You both have inspiration.
14.
Okay.
And I'm going to inspire myself and use it
How did you only get that?
because I rolled a 3.
Do you want to use the inspiration now?
And
So D10.
Ooh, you have a
Keep it going.
D10?
That's
Damn.
I got 16 by the way.
16?
6 plus.
Oh, you got.
I actually got 20 because I have a +1 on save throws.
You have more than +1. Oh, +1.
Yeah, there's like a little thing. So 20 for her.
Where do you have the +1 from?
Plus
It just says +1
It's
and
the robe.
cloak of protection.
Smart.
And I never question that.
You
The
should.
protection.
20 for Lavender, 16 for Valentine, okay? Keep that in mind. As the ritual gets underway, Valentine begins reading out these arcane words. And it's not language. You guys have worked with spells for quite a while and worked with rituals less so. But it's less of a language that you're speaking and more of a language speaking through you. And you're more just kind of being a carrier for the weave. Immediately, all of you in the room, Val's voice is layered, multi-layered, and it's not just his voice within. This is like he is being reverberated in his voice, and some are pitched way down, some pitched high, some elongated and stretched. It immediately sets everyone on edge. It is uncomfortable. It is not like Valentine and Val. There is a contorting inside of you as you speak these words. This is not a good spell. And though you are able to continue with the ritual, this feels entirely wrong to you.
The worst
No.
hangover you've ever had.
Lav, the gate gem in your hand, the one side of this kind of football-shaped gem, it's like an amethyst. The one side is very smooth, polished, smooth, but the other is jagged and like broken and cracked. And as you're holding it aloft as part of the ritual, your eyes flare a pure lavender, while Valentine's go like an inky black. And you hold the gate gem aloft at the opposite end of Valentine across this fissure, and you all watch as Valentine gets about a minute into this ritual. And Lavender, you begin to kind of speak back in reverse the words that Valentine is speaking, and the two of you are kind of sharing this moment between the two of you, this connection. You watch as this kind of silver line splits from the center point of the fissure to both of you, to the fissure itself, and to the gate gem. There's this connection point between the four pieces. I would like both of you to make Arcana checks.
Con check.
Arcana.
Arcana checks, and with both of you can make them with advantage as you're helping one another.
Better.
Can I interject for a minute and offer something?
Possibly. What is it?
Like I'll go to Valentine. If this doesn't work, this might be the solution, and I'll present the spell book.
You do so, Val. You don't hear anything. You and Lavender are basically, everything is locked out. You are 100% in this ritual. Should you choose to want to interact with something, you can break the ritual, but the ritual will end. You have to be focused in here. So while you hear, almost like hearing it through water, at a far distance, you can make out Hondo saying something to you. Unfortunately, you're so early in this ritual, there's no way you're breaking this. On the one shot, you have to do this.
Alana's just gonna go and stand behind the two of them, and she's just gonna like hold her hands onto their backs like this and just say, "Oh, guys, you guys can do this."
Great, Amanda. We haven't even started this shit.
So much tenderness.
What was the Arcana check you guys rolled?
28.
A hot 12.
Okay.
And before that, A 6.
I don't have
I'll inspire.
Who are you gonna inspire?
I'll inspire Val.
Don't do it to me. I don't need this shit.
Well, maybe
I mean,
if
okay.
yours is super strong though.
Did Valentine use Lavender's inspiration?
No.
Then I can inspire Lav.
I don't think someone can be double inspired, Kev, is mostly what it is. So if Scott still has his, then it'll just like cancel out what he has.
So I'll go to Lav.
Okay. What do you
How
say
high is
to
yours?
Lavender?
7.
It says 1d6.
Roll, baby. What we get? What we
I
get?
don't think you could use it now.
Oh, great.
No, it will be for the next check, and there will be several here, so don't worry.
Don't
There'll
you
be
worry.
time.
Don't you worry.
There will be time.
That's my inspiration in the background of Allie's.
Lily.
Okay. A minute passes. The ritual is underway. I need you both to make a second Arcana check at advantage.
Roger that.
Come on, girl. Nice.
Kev, what'd you say to Lavender?
True, sorry, I kind of skipped over that.
I say this is your chance to be useful for once. Do it.
Thank God you're focusing.
Very
Yeah,
inspiring.
I don't even hear that, but my eye goes like this.
31. I rolled a 19.
Damn.
20.
Okay.
A dirty 20. Shaken.
Another minute passes as Valentine continues this ritual, and the words are getting heavier, and that low register is carrying further. But we're only 2 minutes in to a 10-minute long ritual.
What?
Third minute, I need Arcana checks again.
Oh, wow. I guess.
With advantage still?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
thank
one
God.
of you is no longer a part of this.
Oh, wow.
I got 30 on the first one. I'll just see if I got a 20 on this.
Sure.
I don't. So 30.
Okay.
What did I just roll? 16.
That's pretty good.
But
Pretty
before
good for
that,
you.
a 1.
Oh, jeez, thank God we have advantage with this.
Again, another minute passes, and as I was saying, the words are starting to get heavier and darker and deeper. Lavender's voice now is pitching down as in response, in that reverted, upside down, backward speech. It sounds incredibly demonic. It sounds evil, and the four of you, including Niamh, around the two of them, begin to grow a little fearful of what this means. That you're not exactly arcanely trained, and this doesn't look good. But
Question. Is this in Undercommon?
No.
Oh, okay.
it's less of a language and more of an arcane language. Like, it's not like a language you'd learn. It's like you're being a conduit for essentially the core of necromancy magic.
Okay.
1 more minute passes. 1 more Arcana check from the two of you.
Fuck. Just danced on the 20. Is that yours or mine?
21 on both.
Oh, good for you. I got 20.
I hate when it rolls, but behind the.
Actually, I think that was
thing.
hers. I think I got only 19. Let me just check.
No, I got 21 on both.
You got
Oh,
21.
Valentine 19.
I got 19.
Okay. With the two of you, it does make it a little bit easier, and you're both able to continue to pass over these checks, but you can feel it beginning to grow hard after this next minute. As the 5th minute reaches its kind of the halfway mark, you can feel this magic is greater than what you're used to. This is tapping into something that is wholly evil, and it is attempting to try and break it and break you. And both of you to make Constitution saving throws again.
Just straight, right?
Yeah.
29.
21.
Ooh, God
It,
damn.
it hovered on the 1 and then went to 19 instead. Oh my God.
Excellent. Where you feel you would become exhausted or become corrupted or become, who knows. Val, you focus on the light within. You focus on what lies beyond this. The days of this adventuring life being in the past, the fear you're constantly in, the pain of death and loss. Hopefully, if you can get through this, are long behind you. Lavender, you just feel that rage carrying you forward, and just doing your best to kind of carry through Alana's rage through to your magic. You just let that emotion take full force and punch back whatever evil is trying to push its way through. The 6th minute, I need Arcana checks again. Unfortunately,
Does anything change about the way we look?
not thus far.
That's the unfortunate.
As we pass this 5th minute, you no longer get advantage. It's gotten harder. You're not at disadvantage as you're not exhausted, but you no longer have advantage. So it's just a straight check now.
15.
15.
Though you're not exhausted, it is getting harder and it's getting painful. And to continue saying these words that just are not your own, to be the conduit for evil, you can feel yourselves kind of buckling, and both of you drop to a knee. It's the weight of it is bearing down upon you. Val, the scroll still in hand, and as these glyphs are igniting and lighting, part of the parchment is kind of burning away as you work your way down this long scroll focused on this source. All of you around can see the two of them, those beads, those threads of silver light begin to kind of hum and like spark a little.
Question for... Oh, so sorry. You keep going.
In your hand, the gate gem, though you can't see it, everybody else, it begins to crack and you see these fissures begin to wind, and the actual, the jagged edge begins to kind of ripple. And it's just... all around the room as well, the lightning kind of begins to kind of crackle around the room, and that light, that green flame energy from within the fissure begins to kind of flare up. It's not doing anything yet, but it is just rising ever so slightly. What were you going to say, Lab?
I was going to ask, if I get a really bad roll, am I allowed to use Tides of Chaos? Because I have one. Yeah.
Of course.
And you've been luck.
And Ben Luck, yeah.
As long as it's you can add it to an ability check specifically, not a save or attack roll, then you're fine.
Yep.
Yep,
And
same,
Ben Luck as well.
Same as why you can use inspiration, I think, on ability checks. As long as that works, that's totally fine.
Cool. And you got 4 SP left. Sorcery points.
Did you use your inspiration?
I'm saving mine.
Okay.
For a rainy day.
I have one left too.
Okay. Next minute. Arcana check, straight rolls.
So I rolled a 9,
Okay.
and just internally, I feel like that's not going to be enough.
Seems fair.
So I'm going to,
Which one do you want to use?
I have a feeling it's surrounded around the number 10,
Oh, I don't know.
but it could be higher. So what do you guys
feel
think?
it's definitely higher than 10.
Yeah, okay.
This
Okay,
is powerful magic.
I'm going to Tides of Chaos this.
So
Do it.
that's full reroll?
Yep.
Go ahead.
I'm nervous.
Scott, what did you roll, by the way? I didn't catch that.
Like 30 or
Yeah.
27.
You're
Okay.
fine. You're fine.
Okay. Wow. 21.
Hey!
That was so much better than the last one.
Jeez. You roll. Tell them what you rolled for the first one.
What was the roll?
9.
But it was a 6 plus. Yeah, it was bad.
Mhm.
Yeah. The you again just tapping into that chaos, and you can feel the momentum shift in your own, not you speaking, but this voice coming through you. You can feel it is quaking, and almost where you can sense the cracking of the gate gem. You feel it internally cracking as well.
Ooh,
Whatever that means.
cracking my
Just-
soul.
You just push that back and try and fix those cracks with your own innate chaos and push through and successfully continue. Valentine, you feel less of that that cracking sensation. You feel more or less confident this is what you do, but this is wearing you down rapidly.
Yeah.
As we need an 8th minute. And 2 more Arcana checks.
Just like 1 for the 8, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. From 1. Gotcha.
Okay, come on.
Okay.
15, which
You could use
has worked
inspo.
before,
You could use inspo.
but that doesn't mean that it'll work again.
When we dropped to a new, it was at 15. And it got scary. I'm going to, even though I rolled a 19, I'm going to use your inspo because it only lasts for 10 minutes. So I'm going to roll a d6 right now.
Okay, I'm gonna use the inspo that Hondo gave me,
Okay.
which is a d6.
Yeah, that's right.
Do I roll it or did?
It doesn't make a difference, but I'd say Amanda would roll it.
Okay.
17.
17.
23 total for me.
Okay. Val, again, you feel more or less confident, but just giving that extra boost, trying to push through, you feel Lavender's kind of echoing words give you that last little boost to push through this last wall. And you can feel 2 more walls to push through. And you use some of that energy just to get here. You're almost there. Lav, you feel this is breaking you down.
Oh,
And Hondo's words, however uninspiring they sometimes are, in this moment, you'll take anything, even Hondo.
I'm like this. Okay, don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up.
And you both manage to push through once more. All of you in the room can see that kind of light and flame is rising from the fissure, but it's not breaking the surface. It's just kind of glowing, the faint undulation. The 2 tethers between Lavender and Valentine have kind of remained perfectly silver, and there's a faint hum and light to them. The tether from the source to the gate gem, though, is burning white hot, and now all of you can see this kind of greenish tint to it. You're not sure if that's successful or unsuccessful, but that's what you see. As the 9th minute hits,
Oh
you
boy.
can say what you want to say, and then we'll go for what you want to do.
I will inspire Valentine again.
Unfortunately, you have to be focused on the ritual and are unable to
Well,
inspire.
shit.
There are
Okay.
certain ways that you can inspire yourself at high level bard, but I don't even think Valentine's there yet.
I can inspire Lav again.
But Hondo is capable to inspire anybody.
Make it better than the last one. Make it a.
Grudgingly,
What do you say?
I say, like a lavender, bring some sense of peace, serenity, and healing. Don't fuck this up.
Pretty good.
You suck the
My
landing.
eyes start to widen a little bit and then go.
One more Arcana check, and then one more. 9th minute Arcana check from the 2 of you.
Okay.
Nice. Maybe save it.
21.
Okay.
28.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Hondo's
Okay.
words do ring true. Though you don't need them, you're powerful in your own right. And you're able to kind of push through that second to last wall. As the penultimate wall reaches the 1/10th minute, the speech turns again even deeper still and wholly unhuman, wholly unnatural. And the room itself is kind of vibrating. The air around all of you can feel is just shivering and quaking. Arcana check from both of you.
Last one.
This is it.
Ooh, mine's low.
I'm going to use that inspiration.
Okay. D6.
Can you use bend luck on me? Oh, nice.
23. And I'm going to bend luck for
Can she do that for me?
What is the bend luck again?
when another creature you can see makes an attack roll, an ability check, or saving throw. You can use your reaction to spend 2 sorcery points to roll a 1d4 and apply the number to as a bonus or a penalty.
Yeah.
So I'm going to penalty him because I want to be the hero.
Oh, Jesus.
Just kidding.
You roll it. You do it.
Yeah, roll a d4. Yeah, this fits, especially for the last
Come
one.
on, baby. Come on, baby. Oh, 3.
Okay. I got 18 total. What did you get?
What did I get?
You got high.
I got
21
You said 21 or 23, I think.
21
plus
plus
2 or whatever.
E. Something like that.
Yeah, I think because you used Hondo's thing or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't concerned. You said your roll at a certain point and it had cleared. You're fine.
Okay.
The final minute finishes. And Val, you can feel you are on the brink of collapse. You're on the brink of cracking internally. And you can feel wherever this voice, this weave is coming from, it feels like white hot pain in your heart. Lavender, you found your stride in this last couple of moments. And as Val says the last few words, you re-speak them back and add just a little bit of extra nudge to him into that final push as the scroll flares and the gate gem rises from your hands. You guys watch as its smooth edge kind of glistens and reflects that green energy that's pouring from within the fissure, while the jagged edge continues and quickens that like shifting, rippling, and breaking. And you watch as like it entirely ripples and cracks and splits open, creating a cavity within. And it kind of hovers where all 3 tethers of silver drop into that cavity. Along each of the tethers, you watch as energy is just kind of pulled up in waves, and these last kind of dregs of power and energy and green and black and white energy is just siphoned up and into the gate gem. All around the fissure, this like thick white fog is just pouring up and out and shrieking all around, like countless thousand of souls just circle and threaten to pull and attack and slice and claw at you. But your 2 casters here are skilled and able to contain the energy, and essentially as they reach out to grab at Alana, they reach out to claw at Niamh and Hondo, your words of Valentine and Lavender pull them back in, and through these tethers everything is siphoned into the gate gem. And this amethyst crystal is just kind of faintly glowing. You can see like smoke drifting off it, and you can see cracks within the gate gem itself, but you can see within is this kind of core heart of energy. And it just slowly drifts down as both your eyes click back. Totally normal. Both on the ground, panting. You sweat through, if you didn't already, sweat through whatever you're wearing. That was exhausting and painful. But the energy now sits in Lavender's hands in the gate gem. Whatever you've pulled from this source, you have.
I just look up at Valentine for a moment of like compassion that we did that together. And I'm like no longer looking at him like I would normally look at him. It's more like, which is pure disgust. It's more like, in a way, he's like joined a brotherhood that I like really respect him.
As you look across the fissure past the gate gem and you share that moment, Val, roll a d8 for me.
Gosh, you gonna hurt me?
Maybe.
Nope. That's a D100.
Oof. But we don't know what it means.
Oh shit.
Oh god, he's reading a chart.
Lav, you look over at Val and you see you have that connection. Val, you look back at Lav and you feel probably something in return. But Lav, you can just see behind his eyes where that spark of kind of twinkle, that Valentine spark, just fades out to darkness. You don't know what that means.
Val. Val, how are you feeling?
Tired. Give me that.
I'm not giving this to you.
Let's just put it in the bag, though. You can.
Yeah, I'll put it in the bag. We're going to talk about this later.
Sure. Okay.
Bradley, he seems weird. Keep an eye on him.
I have to make sure Kyle didn't message me something cool. Okay, he didn't.
You'll know.
Great. All right. So we got to get the fuck out of here. I could teleport us out of here back to the surface if we want.
Don't
Try and
waste anything big. Just we can walk. We don't know what else is going to hit us. We have to get the fuck back to Gambino. And I'm doing that thing where you like realize that you're like clenching your teeth for an hour and didn't realize you're doing it, and have to actively like pull your fingernails out of your palms.
Yeah. Actually, I can't teleport us anyways. I already used that spell to try and stop Carval from murdering us. So
No, you're too tired. Let me see if we have anything else going on here.
now let's start walking. We got to get out of this brainstorm shit.
Before this conversation continues, Nevir kind of puts a hand to the two of you, Lav and Valentine, just to like a kind of clap on the shoulder, like reassuring, like good job feeling. But then she does kind of hold you back and says, "What of Gord?"
What of Gord?
Can you even bring him back with any of your divine magic?
I have significantly more power than when I was last with you.
If we move from this space, is that going to be more impossible to bring him back? We got to bring his ashes back. Hondo, what have you been doing?
Easy. Let's
Just
let her
start
talk.
sweeping or
Let's let her
something.
talk.
She's not wrong, though. Without a body, my abilities are hampered. I can bring any of you back, but without a body, it's harder. And honestly, with what I am more or less certain he's hooked himself into, it will be a challenge.
Are you saying?
Oh, you would.
Are you saying you could do it with a different body?
Oh my God, I didn't even see that.
Not necessarily, but I can heal almost any wound. I can repair a body from near nothing, but not ash.
I go into Gord's bag of holding.
There's more than nothing. We got something.
We need a donor body.
I go into Gord's bag of holding and look for his tail.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought.
His tail.
Oh, that's so smart.
So you mean he's hooked into something and we're trying to pull him out? No, wait. Are we trying to push him out? Are we trying to pull him out? We try to pull him out, but someone is trying to pull him back?
Cat got your tail. Tiger,
100%.
grab a tiger by the tail.
She reaches out and grabs the
Are
now
you trying to
more
say
or
cat out of
less
your tongue?
bone tail. There's some like sinew and fur still clinging, but it is not, it's not a whole
cute.
tail. It's not nice. It's pretty disgusting, honestly. It's very disgusting. But you pull it from the bag, and for the odd chance that Gord would lose his tail but decide to keep it, Nevir smiles and says, "It will take me some time, but I can regenerate a body from this.
Should we collect the other stuff, the dust?
It may not be a bad idea. If I put it with this, perhaps it'll make it a little stronger."
Hondo,
So bossy.
the dust.
Before we collect this dust, I want you to see this. And I'm not going to show the book yet. I'm going to show the wand, one of the wands. What do you
Ooh.
think of this, Val?
I could probably try and figure out what that is. I'd need like 10 minutes. We're standing on a literal undead brain right now, though.
I just want to know, is this something I could use, or is
I
it?
bet 100% you can do.
I don't
magic
think
shit.
you should use that yet.
Don't use it yet, though. Don't even try and.
Yeah, don't use that yet.
But you could use that in the future. Just let me figure out it's not like kill Hondo wand where you put magic in it and it murders you.
There's a lot of those around.
I've made more than a dozen.
Okay, I have dimension door. Upcast dimension door. We all step through.
Can't do that. Can't upcast dimension door.
Why not? You can't just build a prettier door?
No, only takes one person to can't upcast it.
You could
We can
do it,
walk out though.
but she can still only do a couple of people.
And you can
Fern's
only go
gone,
five-
right?
Pardon me?
Fern's gone.
Fern's dead. He died.
Well, I can get him.
I think
But yes, he's
Mira's
talking now.
still here, but
Mira's still here. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, you two look exhausted, so you can take
We have a
Mira if
carpet.
you'd like.
you have a carpet.
We also have a carpet.
I could upcast Find Greater Sea, but it takes a while. It's a ritual.
No, we have what we have, and we don't know if anyone else is coming after us.
I'll jump on the
Do
carpet.
we need anything else from here, or can we get the fuck out of here?
Let's get the fuck out of here.
So you grab hold of Gord's effects and the ashes?
Yes.
They more or less all fell into a pile. It's not like you have to make a check for it.
I go to stand over Carval's little ashes, his little like dumb shit.
He's still a skeletal frame. You can see skin still kind of clinging, but there's a big slash mark in the top of his skull where Mary's sword had popped up.
I like take out Aetherius and just like stab, just like trace around his dumb little face. And I'm like, seems odd. Of one day, as much as I hate it, we're gonna fucking kill you for good. Because I'm coming for your dumb little soul. And then I'll just like knock it away and then start walking back.
His head just kind of topples off.
I'm like jump on the carpet half-heartedly.
Probably
Okay.
is what I'm talking about. That seems like dark, even for him.
I mean, he did put us through a lot. So
True.
maybe he's just taking it out. He did love Gord.
Pat the little helmet on my lap. Let's go.
You guys begin to mount up and collect the Gord's effects. For the purposes of this, Gord, someone can write down perhaps in a notebook or something. You have Gord's bag of holding, the Soulbreaker chains. Gord had cold-resistant scale armor, dancing longsword, his earring, the Pearl of Power, his Ring of Evasion. Notably, Hondo and Val would certainly pick this up, but Mary as well, 100%. You don't find his staff, and you don't find the book.
Hey, Lav.
What?
Here's an earring you can hold on to in the meantime. I'm sure Gord would want you to carry it for a while.
Oh my god. Thank you.
That's the one where you can actually talk to us.
Oh, it doesn't go on that?
Please don't put it there.
It doesn't go here?
It's been inside.
I've seen so many people look really cool with it here.
You could, I
Covered
guess,
in
but
Gord's ashes.
it's...
It would be so loud. It would be so loud.
Yeah, we'd be
Oh.
talking to your nose.
I guess if I get the sniffles, that would be annoying for
Probably
guys.
maybe you could carry his cold bag of holding, his bag of colding.
Yeah, I can do that.
I feel like it'd be bad to give me two extra dimensional things to hold on to together.
One and the other.
Yeah, notice how I didn't say do that? We shove these bags together.
Let's just make an atomic bomb.
Yeah.
Fine.
It would be interesting because normally it comes here and you're already here. So, as you guys mount up, collect all your Gord's items, and just kind of steel yourselves to pull out of this just pure evil place. You make your way back out of the skull into the chamber where you fought Orcus, back down the cavity and to the eye socket, and just look out across the expanse of Tenebrius. And you can see, like, looking down this massive bloated body that just skin is crawling and creatures are moving. You can see, like ants, hundreds of creatures just shifting just under the skin or over the rivers of bile and blood.
Ew.
And this just perpetual like storm above and around, encasing it. But one bright light you see rising up over a cliff, the dreadnought.
Well, thank God, I really did not want to walk back.
Walk back home.
My god, that'd be so gross.
I like try and like signal the ship.
A couple of eldritch blast flares.
God. Poor Rose.
Hey, Rose. I had to call them over.
It doesn't take long. You're able to board, reunite. You notice some patchwork is done to the ship, and it's not flying at full capacity, but it's better than walking. As Gambino regards you. Well, this was a fun trip.
Yeah. Notice how there's only, well, I guess there is still 6 of us, but a face you're missing.
I kind of assume that the cat is the chick.
No, actually, no, helmet off. It's not this redhead. Oh, don't go there, pal. That's Hondo's. I don't know if.
Should not have said that.
No, yeah, you don't want him mad at you. Ship, girl, a lot of stuff could go wrong.
Well, we're ready to get the fuck out of here. If you are.
Neovir, is that okay? Can you keep doing what you're doing while we're out of here?
I can begin, though I would rather have sure footing before I start.
Then maybe wait.
Gambino,
how confident you feeling about this ship moving?
Oh, like 60-40.
Does it need another boost? Does it need some help?
I'll take anything you can offer.
I'll go get it.
Excellent.
I'll go down towards the heart of the ship.
It'll bring us to 75%. So it's a 0.25% chance we all explode. That's not that bad.
Anyone else have any magic left?
I have a dimension door gem I didn't have to use.
Lav has magic. Lav, can you put your magic in the ship so we can get the fuck out of here?
Put my magic in the ship.
Yeah, come here. I'll show you.
I've never done that before.
You love this ship. You flew it before.
Oh, like chain lightning the ship.
Okay, here's the very distinct difference. You don't attack it. You just give the magic to it. I try and give my magic to the ship.
You can chain lightning a specific part of the ship. With an amassed group of you guys, knowing now you're more or less safe and being free with your magic, you do shore up the resolve of the dreadnought, and you all feel the familiar humming and the kind of sucking sensation as darkness and pain and this horrid place is left behind and replaced by a cool night sky and the sound of sea as you drift over Casterian.
Oh, fucking any place you could have taken us, Gambino, you take us to this place.
This is his home. Where'd you expect to go?
I've never been so happy to be in a city full of undead zombies and ghosts.
Kyle, did my magic work to give up? That was okay?
Sorry?
Did my magic work to give to the ship? Like there was no... Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. No issues.
Trying to know myself.
So far, so good.
I'm really tired. I would just really want to have a rest.
Well, I want our fucking gourd back. Let's make sure before any of us sleep.
I guess that's true.
For the purposes of expediency, you're able to kind of settle the dreadnought down, although Gambino and Sierra take charge there. The ship settles down. You're able to, if you wish to, stay aboard the dreadnought. Gambino at this point is more or less, maybe not rolling out the red carpet for you, but far less inquisitive as you're kind of on the same team currently. But you're also more than welcome to stay within the kind of manor house that they have on the shore, or any number of other places here if you wanted to. But wherever it is you set up, the regeneration ritual will take about an hour for Neovir to begin. And then there will be a resurrection ritual afterwards. So you've got at least a 2-hour span of magic here. So as Neovir settles down with the tail in her hands and the kind of sprinkling of ash, she just kind of unsure of herself, but looks to you all and with a nod, her wings kind of all closed in, but her armor still shining this golden light. She closes her eyes with the symbol of Pelor at her chest, begins to kind of glow ever so lightly, begins regenerating Gord's body.
Oh my god, this chick is so cool. Brawley, this chick is so cool.
You have no idea. She's the best.
Oh my god, I was actually really intimidated at first, Brawley, because I was like, what if this was like her best friend before and now she comes back and it's like I was like an extra in the group and then now this girl's gonna like take my place.
No.
But I'm actually kind of considering maybe we take her on, keep me, but get rid of the Hondo.
Well, I mean, he's a part of our group too. It would suck.
Oh
to
no,
lose
yeah,
him.
that's pretty true.
We need.
I do
Hondo.
like him when I like him.
We've seen the drawing.
I really like this drawing I did of him.
No.
Oh, sorry, not that page. Not that page. This one with his old floppy captain hats on.
Yeah, that was something else.
Oh.
Yeah, remember that hat?
Yeah, that was a cool hat.
Since Gord's coming back alive, maybe for Wintercrest, we could find Hondo this hat. I know maybe you don't have Hondo, maybe I don't have Hondo, but we could find him this hat to replace it because his head is just so weird.
I would love that.
I'm gonna take an hour nap, quick little short
sorry.
rest. Yeah, if you can.
Yeah, me
put that
too.
away. Okay, and then I want to be ready for the part where Gord might need some help coming back.
You are able to take a short rest if anyone wishes to take a short rest, as well as any of these conversations. As
Yes.
Neavir's
Who has more than 50 hit points? Any of us?
I did get 60 because of Neavir.
Val does now.
Oh. I had
Neavir's
30.
healing is tapped now. She's out, but she's got some other cool shit to do.
I keep just eyeing her like kind of in awe, kind of like,
Oh, wow, they
this is
changed
really
D&D Beyond. It's actually like cool.
It lets you do this, yeah.
Does it just add right to your health right away?
Oh, the short rest feature.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
Cool,
handy.
sick. Good job, D&D Beyond.
Thanks for the sponsorship, by the way. D&D Beyond. Get your dice now.
Unless there's anything else you guys wish to do over this hour besides resting, which wouldn't encompass a whole lot, especially for most of you who are beat the fuck up. The regeneration of Gord's body
You can do this.
comes to an end. And as you have kind of kept relatively close by, both to see Neavir and to watch this more or less miracle happen before you. From Gord's tail, this body, almost encased in light, begins to form. And honestly, as the ritual ends, you see the young Tabaxi with no scars of torment, no ravaging of time, nude, save his fur, before you, with only one notable marking on the left shoulder. You can see this brand of an inverted pentagram with a series of winding snakes kind of encircling it and forming these other circles around it with these arcane glyphs across the scales and within any of the empty spaces. And at the heart of the inverted pentagram, you can see a skull. An image that you have come to understand more or less ties Gord to Orcus, and clearly has been with him since at least the time when he went to hell with you all, because that's when this body was technically pulling its timeline from.
Does he no longer have the scar down his eye?
He is
Unmasked.
more or less devoid of all signs of
It's just a
torture and torment and pain. There was not a whole lot that got left over from his.
And he got his tail back.
His tail is reformed.
Well, he's not fully here
Oh
yet.
my God, Gord,
Wow.
I've never seen you like this. You're beautiful. I would love to draw you one day.
He is still, unfortunately, a husk.
I've seen him in worse shape.
Oh, he's not ready yet.
He's not ready yet. It's just
This
a
is
cool
just a
didn't-
body.
How long does this take?
Well, as we previously mentioned, this part takes an hour, and then the next part, this harder part.
You
probably
don't
take
seem
an
so
hour.
sparkly anymore. I feel like you'd be excited about this.
You know, you've been really on my ass ever since we came back from. Let's
Neaver puts
focus
a
on
hand up and says, "Look, bicker if you must,
Okay.
but perhaps
But-
at a later date.
Okay.
This
I'm
next
not
part.
going to be here for a whole lot longer. And I'd like one of the last things I do to try my best to bring him back. But it's not going to be easy. I may need more than just me. I may need some of you. If his soul is bound elsewhere to what I believe it to be, we're going to have to pull him free.
We can
And
do that.
That will require several of us.
Would
As
it
part
be-
of the resurrection ritual, breaking from Neavir for a moment, I need at least 2 people to aid Neavir.
My question was going to be, before we started the resurrection ritual, should we do this at the temple to the Raven Queen, given that that is the person we've been relying on and leaning on for this ritual? Because it's a flight, but we're in town.
Mhm.
I'm just putting it out there.
She hates Gord's like undead stuff, though.
Hmm.
This
But I
is
mean, no
gonna-
matter what we're leaning, that's why going to her temple might show like a sign of faith. I don't fucking know. I don't know this shit. I just know that no matter what, the Raven Queen's going to be involved. And if at least it was just an option, we're literally in town and we'd never get this chance in any other
We're
situation.
gonna probably have to pick one of those cards again.
Let's do it. Is that okay, Kyle? Can we?
Of course. Yep. With all of your abilities and spells and carpets and animals, it's not a challenge. It just takes time. It'll take you guys an hour or so to make your way along the coast.
So you check with Neva to make sure she thinks she has enough time.
Yeah.
She kind of gives like it's gonna get close, but let's try.
Don't worry, everyone. Gord used to date a Loxodon named Goria, and she roughed him up badly. So he's been through a lot worse. Let me tell you that.
He met a Loxodon?
He dated a Loxodon, yeah.
There's so
Around
much,
the world.
Huge girl.
so much I don't know about.
How come we're learning more stories about Gord as we're flying? We're learning more things about Gord now. Hondo, do you need to tell these funny stories more frequently? Actually, you know what? Maybe there's a reason. Maybe I don't want to know.
I'll identify those wands on the way over, but let's just skip that and get right to my boy Gord.
The ones are non-mat. They're just focuses. They're not anything special. The spell book, even at a quick glance, you can tell is a wizard lich's spell book. It's going to have some pretty good shit in it, but
Cool.
also very dangerous.
Okay.
For a later date. You guys make your way over atop the Raven's Eyrie in Castirian, and knowing the people who are here, you aren't surprised to not see anybody, as if they're here, they're hiding, and they're pretty good at that. But you settle down at the temple itself, and there's some odd kind of moments of memory of the last time you were here, and coming back so soon, and such a dire consequence. But Mary's point that this is who you're reaching out to. The angel who you protected lies beyond here somehow, and you're going to be needing her help here just as much as any of you. So Niamh, with the aid of you, brings Gord's body before the Raven Queen's kind of altar, lays it out across a slab of stone, and she kind of puts her hands out in a gesture to reach out to at least two people to kind of connect, at minimum 3 people around Gord. Who wants to step forward?
I obviously step forward.
I can do it.
Niamh grabs hold on one side of Valentine's hand, to Alana on the other side, and the two of you connect hands on the other.
I will. Oh, it takes an hour. I'll wait, but I'm ready to inspire Niamh at a important moment.
Rather than at a singular roll, I'm going to have you guys do whatever attempt you want to try to aid Niamh now, and it will encompass the entire ritual. However you want to try and inspire Niamh, inspire Gord, aid him in some capacity. This is a kind of minor skill challenge with use whatever ability you want, but just roll the d20.
Could I just let me know? Like, could I use my inspiration to Brawley, and she could add that to her skill?
It's more of trying to
Find a way.
trying to aid Gord and trying to give Gord the ability to fight, or Niamh's ability to pull him free. So less of the two of you aiding one another, be aiding Niamh or aiding Gord.
Okay. Let me look.
It may be something as simple as just a couple of helpful words, a story, anything. Whatever you want to say or do.
Brawley, do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
You go first.
Niamh, I know maybe in your heart this might be conflicting for you with Gord and what he stands for, that brand. Literally hours ago, him revealing the dark choices he made to aid us, to get us to this moment. But I want to persuade your heart to try your hardest. And I think back to all the times Gord has saved us. I think back to him accepting the quest you put us on from the very beginning. In particular, there's a moment in fighting Null, the dragon that we slayed. I don't even know if you were there for that moment, but we went into that mountain, fought against that dragon. And when that dragon came back to life as an undead dragon, it took me down, and Gord was way back far away. And I fell unconscious and I could have died. But I remember Gord rushing in, and he was a little different then. He turned into some sort of wolf creature, leapt forward using all of his speed, and then ended up skidding to a stop so he could bring me back to life. Because that's the kind of guy Gord is. He's my best friend. And he would risk his soul being corrupted and tormented and torn into a million pieces to make sure that we still stand. And in this moment, we're still standing. But now it's our turn to stand for him.
Go ahead and roll a d20.
Nope, that's not it, Scott.
Wow. You clearly meant it.
I fucking love this game, Nat 20.
Okay. Alana.
Not going to lie, I've always been kind of intimidated by Gord, and I know how much trouble he's been in lately, but we're the Wildcards. We need each other. We can't do this. We're not all complete. We're not a whole set. We're not a whole deck. We need to get him back. He's one of us. And I know if it was any one of us, he'd be standing here helping us.
Roll a d20.
I got my new d20. Oh, that's a 15.
Okay. Can you re-roll that, please?
Okay. 10.
Okay. Okay. So, the ritual begins as the two of you deliver impassioned speeches. Neither you can see there's a glimmer of tears at the edge of her eyes. But then she kind of steels herself and grips your hands tight, and you grip each other. And she begins, and the light of the Dawn Father beams from her symbol. And it's bright. Val, you're just wincing at how bright it is. It hurts. But nonetheless, you stand and hold. And it is a long ritual. And as it begins to get underway, it's different than the last ritual you were just in. More somber, less demonic. Yet a circle of light begins to kind of form around the three of you around Gord. You see this kind of thin line begin to crack and break into the stone of the Raven Queen's temple. You see at its core this kind of green flame, and this crackle of light. It's hot, yet you're not burned. And it just kind of slowly kind of rises ever so slightly, maybe a couple of inches from the ground, but it creates this bound circle around the three of you and Gord. And as the hour reaches its final seconds, those flames and that lightning rise 6 feet high and flare intensely. Each of you feel the burn before the flames and the lightning and everyone outside of this circle freezes in place. Time stands at an entire still point. And yet with a swift gust of wind, the flame from directly in front of the Raven Queen's altar just dissipates in a section. And you see with wings held aloft, a dark-robed angel of death before you. Familiar, head shrouded in shadow, she sets foot down and crosses the threshold of this circle. And she kneels down beside Gord's body on this kind of slab of stone. She looks to you, although you cannot really see past that kind of shroud of shadow on her face, but you can see the turn of her head as she regards each of you in kind. With a hand on Gord's chest, you watch as her wings just kind of shudder. She says, "This one's soul is bound to the Demon Lord Orcus. I have not the power to act alone and return him to you, though it is clear you are in need. And in truth, I and my queen owe you a debt. The two of you," she looks to Elena and Valentine, "you are willing to do what you must do to see your friend again?" Then so be it.
I am.
And so be it. She stands, and with a flourish of her arms, her robes, and her wings, the deck of the Raven splays out in space before you, and two cards just instantly materialize in front of you. In front of Alana, you just see a series of blades, a card of the sword. And in front of Valentine, this shining light, fire of the heart of a hero. And immediately the two of them just fade to shadow. But the angel pays them no mind, and no longer pays you any mind. As she looks skyward, you see light begin to emit from within her robe, from her mouth and her eyes, as she calls forth and says, "Matron of souls, a champion has fallen." Again, her voice kind of layered, like hundreds atop one another. "See it in your divine grace to free him from the chains that bind him to the Dark Lord Orcus, and turn the tide back in favor of the world of Vesaria. Our people need their champions, as do we." There's a flare of light, and you're all blinded. Gord. Your bones ache and your flesh sears and burns. Your screams for hours have rattled off the onyx chamber of Orcus's throne room. And you know this is only the beginning. Orcus has nothing but time and an insatiable appetite for pain. However, after these long hours, unexpectedly, it does end. You blink tears and blood from your eyes, and you look upon the form of your tormentor and see him frozen in time. You see spittle flying from his maw, frozen in space. It refracts the green lightning and flame that shrouded you mere moments ago. These elements also seem frozen in space. The cacophony of demons surrounding you seem locked in place as well, their faces horrible pictures of cruelty. And for the first time in several hours, you begin to kind of pick yourself up, and each move is just torturous. And yet, you feel a presence at your back that is calming and cold, but soothing. You turn to face what you just see is a massive shadow. At its fringes, the shadow kind of tapers to points like hundreds of inky feathers. But at its heart, a void-like black, darker than the abyss itself. But within this void, you can see a feminine form. A hand of this dark void extends, and with a flick of a finger, you're lifted to your feet and held aloft in the soft embrace of darkness. And two stars erupt from within the void, bathing you in this blinding light, as two eyes regard you. and the form begins to kind of step around you as you're held. You see this trailing shadow like that of the train of a gown. Many have I seen challenge the demon Lord Orcus, and many have I seen fall to his hand, corrupted by his supremacy, lost to the abyss. But few have I seen fall from his side for choosing hope and friendship over power. That is a rare quality, Gord Dunsworth. And she stops in front of you, facing you from the darkness of herself. Do you know who I am?
I don't think so.
I'm known as the Raven Queen in your world. A goddess of soul, of life and death. And I have been called to your aid. I've been called many times to aid many. But it's a rarity that I truly see something within the soul I'm called to, that I see in myself. In life, I too sought power. I sacrificed, and I took what I believed would give me strength, the strength I needed to do what I wish, with very little thought to consequence. In the short time I have viewed you and your friends, I see much of my mortal self in you, dark, single-minded, focused on self and empowerment. In another life, another chance, I might well have turned to such evils as you. But a new path, was presented to me. I found purpose in death, and it gave me new life. Many view me as a darkness, an omen of ill tiding, that my ravens carry death, and those who serve me do the same. In truth, I respect death, and I ferry those who find themselves in its embrace unto their fated end. I collect their memory, I take their pain, I take their sorrow, and as they move on, I never forget. You, Gord Dunsworth, have reached your fated end. By your choices and actions, you are destined to fall and to remain in torment. It is my duty to collect your memory and leave you to your destined fate. And yet your friends reach out for you, and in your final moments, you rejected evil from your heart. An act of absolution and heroism. Despite your path in service of the demon I see, there is more. And I would give you that which you seek, the chance for rebirth that I only found in death and ascension. Is that what you seek, truly, redemption?
Yes.
Then I have one last request, Gord Dunsworth. As you were, as he was, is now dead. His memory, his pain and sorrow will remain with me, and you will be reborn. Before you can be, by what memory or moment in time do you wish for Gord Dunsworth to be remembered by? Take your time.
I guess my final sacrifice. That's a nice way to go out.
I agree. A last stand against a villain, thinking of friends and not of power. This is acceptable. So it is redemption I offer. To be reborn, not a second chance, but a new path. One in which you will bring light to dark places. One in which you will leave sorrow, not wield it. Stay the path of vengeance, but do so in service of the living and the worthy. Protect the sanctity of the soul. Do not squander it. And to those who do, shepherd them unto me. Swear to this new pact, and I will grant you your freedom.
I swear.
As you utter those simple words, time rapidly rubber bands back and returns, and Orcus's spell fizzles from the wand. And he looks from where you were lying on the ground now to these, you shrouded in shadow, and the Raven Queen at your shoulder, their hand to your shoulder, and her aura billowing around the two of you. And he bellows with rage. Raven bitch! Before swinging the wand for a killing blow to you, but with a whisper and a flick. You watch as a deafening wave of force erupts and sends Orcus careening back into his throne. You watch it crack and break as he tumbles beneath his weight. The horde of demons incinerated, while those beyond turn tail and run. The shadows close around you, just as you see Orcus raise his bloodied head and howl. But that voice you shall hear nevermore. In the Raven Queen's temple, that light fades, and it suddenly grows impossibly dark. Darker than before. Fear sets in, but for a brief moment, and it's gone. As a sphere of shadow coalesces beneath Gord and raises him to his feet. A new Gord Dunsworth opens his eyes once more. Brock/Gord, what does Gord look like now?
Sorry, what did you say in here?
What does new reborn Gord look like to the rest of the Wildcards?
I'm still a tabaxi, right?
Yeah. It's whatever you want to look like as a tabaxi.
I look the exact same, but I'm wearing all white. I'm like Gandalf the White now.
Yes.
That's great.
I love it.
With fur just kind of tinted white at the edges, and with white accents, and any clothes that you were reclothed with all just kind of suddenly fade to white.
Like Gandalf the White and Mark Twain combined.
Okay.
The country
With
flag.
all white.
Oh,
It's like one of those
I've
Persian
seen
kitties now. Like, you know, the all white Persian kitties with the blue eyes.
Yeah.
oh my god, like
Oh.
Mark Twain. That's hilarious.
Gord
Oh,
stands
wait.
before you once more.
Oh,
See, just for a brief moment, a void-like feminine form standing up and over, towering over the Angel of Death before both fade.
I'll just say like, thank you, Sirius. Thank you, Raven Queen. Gord? I grab you by the shoulders. Gord, are you back?
I'm pretty thirsty. Does anyone happen to have a milkshake?
That's my boy. And I grab him in a huge hug. Gord, you look so beautiful. Do you still want your helmet? You would cover all this beautiful fur.
Such
I won't
beautiful
need it.
fur.
You won't need it anymore?
Where we're going, we won't need it.
Here's some of your stuff back. Here's Brawley has your bag of clothing.
Here you go.
Thank you.
It's nice to have you back.
I look at Gordon and say, we're gonna have to get that fur dirty. You're too white.
It's nice to see you too, Hondo.
Here's all your stuff. Here's a pearl of power. I'll just give him all his stuff back and just like keep grabbing him, give him a little shake.
I've never seen you with this tail.
Yeah, you got your tail back.
So nice.
So fluffy.
Thank you.
Oh my god, you're so courteous, so kind. Guys, what the fuck do we do now? I can't even believe we got you back.
I'm ready.
Oh wait,
for
we
a
still have to do
sleep.
the hell thing. Now we just have the contract. Now I got to give it back to that guy.
Neve's like about to like question and then
Niamh!
Puts her hands up.
Don't want to know. Trust me, you do not want to know.
No, that seems about right. But she turns to you, Gord, and just kind of brings you in for a hug. And as she kind of breaks the hug and looks to you, I always knew there was more to you. And I'm glad you're back. Though I have to say to the rest of you, a short hello and a shorter goodbye. It is time.
Niamh, you've never truly left us, but we really would have been lost without you back there. At the end of that fight, we would have been screwed without you.
I've never stopped watching.
This is Lav, by the way. What Lav? That's Niamh. We've told her
Hi.
about you. Yeah.
You're really cool.
Thank you. It felt weird. I've been watching, so I know who you are. So it felt very odd because I already knew things about you, but you've never met me.
Kind of like a parasocial relationship. I've been learning a little bit about that.
Precisely. It's just kind of odd, and I'm about to go back to the heavens. So.
Sure.
Okay, well.
Now you've officially met. Less odd. Less odd.
The next time.
We still keep these. I'll take a little feather out from where I keep it, my armor.
She kind of grabs hold of it for a moment and just little smile. And she kind of brushes it across her symbol of Pelor. And you see it just kind of this kind of glint across it. She hands it back to you. For the next time you're in need.
I wish I said I wish that. I just know we're gonna use it. Thank you.
As I say, I'm always watching.
Have you seen her drawings? If you're always watching.
I have.
Pretty accurate, eh?
I hope so.
Oh.
Hondo, do you want to say anything to Niamh before she goes?
Ooh.
He's always talking about you all the time. He's like that last whore, man.
Oh, whoa.
That's just a fun joke. We're all having fun. I'm cutting the tension.
Whoa.
You did say at your eulogy.
Let him talk.
You did say.
Oh, you're just talking so
I'm
much.
probably
Looks like you
gonna
get your
sleep
spark
with
back.
prostitutes, but I'm not against you.
I'm just gonna grab Val's shoulder and be like, "Come on, let's go find a place to bed down. Come on, we're gonna go find a place. We're very tired. We're all very tired. Let's go find a place to lie down."
You're talking
I think, it's not our time yet. We're not meant to be together yet.
Commitment issues.
And
grab you.
Yeah.
until then, I'll probably, I'll have to,
Get some more experience.
Find other ways.
I'm an impatient person, and so all I'll say is, I'll always be thinking of you. You're the number one, but don't take it personally if I, have some fun before I die.
She puts her hands up and says, "There are no expectations here. In truth, I can't say I've been holding myself away. Those solars are."
We saw one.
I like her even more.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Hondo's got to work out. He's got to put some mass on.
Yeah.
Or cut down a bit, lean muscle mass.
Yeah. He's basically a fish, just omega-3s.
Very lean.
But
I do have to bid you goodbye.
Oh, okay.
For now.
thank you for your help. I probably would have died 5 times over. I will forever be in your debt.
We love you, Niamh.
I love you all. Take care, as best you can. And like I say, I'll see you again.
Not too soon.
Again.
Just leaves, and there's just a flash, and she's gone. I think it's fair to say, unless you have anything else to say to one another, take a rest, a long rest, finally.
A long
Just
rest.
lean against the door and just slide down it.
After everyone goes to sleep, it'll probably take a while for that panic and tension to go away completely. I'll find, like, just sit at the bottom of the stairs of where that tower was.
Mhm.
And I'll just kind of like call up quietly and say, I know you're here somewhere. Doesn't need to be a whole thing, but your brother, he did very well. He was thinking about you. And I know you weren't happy with him giving his life for people he never met, but I just need you to know that that's not true. Because he took your place. So it means everything to him. It meant everything to him. You meant everything to him. And I hope that gives you some peace. Sacrifice and everything to us, but more to him, I think. So just, I don't need to tell you what to do with your life because of that. Just wanted you to know. And I'll just go back to the group.
As you kind of wait the last moment, not expecting a response, you begin kind of moving away. And you don't get a response, but you do hear a kind of stifled sniffle and a shifting of cloth and movement. But that's it.
And go the fuck to sleep and fuck watches. I'm just gonna let her do it for us.
Then you die. You all die at night.
It's a real sad way for it to go out. But campaign 2 coming up.
After all that.
Unless anyone is going to do anything else, we can come to sunrise.
Let's do it. Long rest confirmed, baby.
Would this be a place to take a real quick IRL break, Kyle?
This is a good spot if we need to take a break. I'm down to take a break.
I just need to
quick
get the
little
baby down.
bathroom.
It's going to take a second. Yeah.
Let's take a quick bathroom break, get some coffee, and we'll come back. Hope you're enjoying this week's episode. If you like what we're doing here, check out the other videos on our YouTube channel, including D&D tips, discussions, recaps, character interviews, and more. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Hexplorers DnD, or join us in the live chat when new episodes premiere on YouTube each Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Thanks for watching. Now back to the episode. So, as we jump back in, Kevin's got his coffee. We're all good. What are we doing?
We wake up.
So far, so
Okay.
good.
Okay.
So you guys slept in the Raven Queen's temple, or just like in that area?
Remember that little part with like the fort with like the little like I love that little scene.
Yeah. If you want to, guys, crash there, no problem.
Well, we have to. Well, maybe we should go see Gambino again because we do have to give this gate gem thing that's in the bag back to Mephistopheles.
And then maybe Cook could make us breakfast.
Hopefully before. I would love to get a good snack in before we go. What I hate is fucking Mephistopheles said we have to do the same shit again, where we show up, go back in. Like, we're gonna have to go through the whole rigmarole of like the wildcards don't walk up to the door. Let's talk to Gambino. Maybe he has an idea of what we can do.
You guys got a bit of a trek to get back to the Dreadnought, but
I summon Fern, by the way. I'm gonna cast a spell.
Yeah, cast a spell, so you take 10 minutes or whatever it is to get Fern back, no problem. You still have
also taught us they are not morning people, so
Yeah. Not a concern there.
you have the carpet as well, and able to make the trek relatively easily. One thing of note for Gord, your Book of Wild Darkness, nowhere to be found, and your Staff of Orcus, also nowhere to be found as part of your rebirth and transition to the light, those things have a whole lot of darkness in them. And the Raven Queen was just not down with it. Also, I mean, in fairness, part of the Book of Vile Darkness is when you die while you're attuned to it, you're trapped in, like, held by an evil entity of the DM's choosing. I just figured we'll just keep it with Orcus, and it all worked out great from there.
Yeah, we just summed it up quick with that. Yeah.
But the book, unfortunately, is gone as a part of you dying. So, unfortunately, you lose those things, but you're alive.
But D&D Christmas is just around the corner.
It's true, and Valentine is going to get you something real nice.
I got some coins.
Yeah, here's $5.
I got some good stuff.
So, you guys make your trek across the Dreadnought. Any conversation, or are we just going to arrive there?
Could I have the quickest conversation?
Of course.
I'll pull Fern up next to the carpet while we're flying. Yo, Lav.
What?
Why do you keep getting on my case with this whole you look different thing?
Let's pull back, because that's important. This is why Lav gets on your case. Sorry. Val, as you and everyone step out to make the trek up to the Dreadnought, immediately the morning sun burns your skin.
Oh shit! Ow! 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 Ow!
It feels not like necessarily like you are like vampiric, like gonna burn, but it hurts and it like sears your eyes.
Ouch!
In the sun.
Oh, don't like that. I'm gonna
like drow. Like
I'm gonna put a little.
He reacts similarly to when a drow is exposed to sunlight.
I'm gonna put my hood up over my head and like just try and get my cape around me a bit more.
Sure.
Have it low.
It protects you from the immediate searing pain, but your eyes, like, just try and look right now. It ain't good.
I wonder if we have any. Do we pick up any cool sunglasses along the way, gang?
Need some magic Ray-Bans.
Yeah.
God, I would love some magic Ray-Bans. That would look so cool.
Those Ray.
I just wonder if the Warden of the Fae can't change to Radiant, can it?
No, it's a element, I think.
Okay.
You can double check, but I don't believe so.
I'll literally just like have my like as much shade as I can from my hood and just use like Fern almost like a guide dog. Like just use like Fern to like pilot me around.
Yeah.
If there's like a broken piece of stained glass that's like
easily
a blue tinge, I'll pick it up and just kind of hand it to him. Go, sharp, careful. Hold this over your eyes.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
Okay, let's collect some of the stained glass stuff because that could be a cool look for me.
What the heck
See
is wrong
if you
with
can
you?
get like a rose gold color or something like
Oh my
that.
god, he would love to see his own world in rose tinted glasses.
I'll search for some like rose tinted glass.
Go ahead and make an investigation.
I can try to help.
Please help because I can barely see if I step out.
I was going to say try to help make something, but yeah, I can help do an investigation check.
Investigation check.
Do you want me to roll? I would love to let just Mary look for that.
Yeah, if you want to just sit back and let Mary do it for you. Sure.
Yeah.
Well, that was very good. 20. Why can't I do math? 28.
Sure.
Yeah. You find more or less any color of glass you want here, and you also find some metal that would like go in between the panes that you think would
Like the lead?
Yeah, it would be super easy for you to work into a pair of glasses if you wished.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll next time we have a day in Arendelle, I'll see what I can do. I might have to get people who are a little better at. My stuff doesn't tend to look very pretty, so
this is
maybe I'll let
part of
it's your face. Yeah. So I might have to try to. We'll try to find someone in Arendelle when it's not the holidays anymore.
They're probably closed.
I'll grab Kyle. I'll grab some that aren't as pretty so that I can make something myself, and then I'll keep the pretty pieces aside so that
you guys are rich as fuck. This isn't a problem. This is just an immediate thing you could do.
Yeah.
In the meantime, can I rip search for rags or something from our bag, and I'll like rip a strip of cloth and then just like tie it around my eyes just to like stop the sun from searing whenever I open them.
Sure.
And then I'll just literally mount Fern and telepathically communicate to him like where to go.
Can I use mending to make sure it's not sharp?
Oh, that's so kind.
Sure.
Below the glass. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's nice.
So are you holding binding the piece of glass over and then holding it with the rag, or just putting a rag over your eyes?
I was thinking just like a thin slip of cloth over my eyes to try and like dull the like sunlight.
Okay. You'll essentially be considered blinded if you do that.
Yeah. What if I have an idea, because that looks kind of weird, but we don't have any wire to make you
I
glasses.
read it in a Brandon Sanderson book, so I'll just like put it away and then just tie a little carafe. What's your idea?
We could still use that. We just cut 2 little holes in it and you have 2 little peekers, and then we put the glass underneath. So it's like on your face.
So like goggles.
Is that what that's called? Goggles?
I mean, I have goggles, but they do literally the exact opposite, and it's only going to exasperate the situation.
Yeah, I don't want that part.
You don't want goggles?
I'll keep a. This is so silly to spend so much time on. I'll keep a strip of the thing to hold up to my face if I really need to see. But mostly, I'm just as if I have the worst hangover, just going to try and block out the sun and ride on Fern.
That's a good comparison. Essentially, you're at disadvantage for any perception.
Sunlight perception.
Sunlight. Yeah, you are now currently sunlight sensitive.
Okay, got it.
Regardless, you have Fern to kind of act as your eyes and to fly for you.
Yep.
So nonetheless, it feels hot. It feels like you're burning, but you're not physically burning. So that's the key. There's no physical damage, but it just doesn't feel good. And obviously your eyes are taking the brunt of it. So jumping forward, as you mentally tell Fern to, hey, get close to lavender on top of that carpet. Go ahead.
I was literally just, so this hurts.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I can't look at you when I do it.
Okay.
When did you notice this happen?
I don't know. You like lost your sparkle after we did that thing.
So it's probably some like evil necromantic magic or something.
Yeah,
like
you
that.
seem really dull.
Yeah, probably.
Duller than normal. Just like not spicy or charismatic. Charismatic.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
It's funny. There's this moment when I was looking at you across the thing. I was like just so proud of us, you know?
Yeah, me too.
I feel like we had a moment there.
Mm-hmm.
And then immediately you just ruined it by like saying like, what's wrong with your spark? You look dull.
Yeah, no. I'm still trying to work on like being in a group.
Yep. You did also.
Sometimes I just say what I think.
Yeah, I mean, moments. Last night you said we should just kill Hondo and keep Niamir. So
that was just a joke. I didn't want to kill him.
Okay.
I just thought that it would be really cool if he went on the solo adventure. He's talking to her like he wanted to, you know, meet somebody, explore his wilds.
Okay. So,
wild cards.
Yeah. Usually I am the scout, you know, I got good eyes. So you probably have the second best eyes, right? So you should
pretty good eyes.
Keep your eyes peeled for anything sneaking up on us. You know, that's going to be like your job now.
Oh, you know what? I have great vision, great eyes.
Okay.
I get really distracted. So
Well-
when it comes to like perceiving things, that's not me. That's Mary.
Okay.
That's Hondo, really. Yeah, let's keep Hondo.
Okay.
A question for you. What are you going to do about your sparkle?
I'm going to try and get it back. But I mean, if I have to sacrifice looking at things in the sun so we can have Gord back, that's okay with me.
That's very nice. That's very nice.
There's always candlelight and stuff, you know? It's like moodier.
Yeah, maybe you'll become like the Valentine of the night. The vampire Valentine of the night.
I don't like that. That sounds weird.
When are we doing the gift exchange?
First, we got to go to hell, drop off this like evil undead knowledge that could kill a god. And then after that, we could probably do Secret Bard. Did you pick up your gifts?
I didn't really pick it up.
What do you mean?
But I had the gift.
Okay, great.
I need to change it now a little though. Can we do the gifts at our house so that I can sleep in my room?
We'll do the gifts at our house, of course. Yeah.
I can't
We
wait.
do it on the morning of, you know? We like all gather around the hearth. It'll be fun.
At that room. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, keep your eyes peeled. You looking? You looking around?
Yeah.
All right, let's go see
Oh my
Gambino.
God. It's still bright for normal people.
Okay.
It is. It's rather early in the morning, and the sun is glistening off of a faint snow dusted, very, very faintly, but also the sea itself. In a rather quick passage of time as you guys fly across and land atop the dreadnought, you see a slow-moving crew this morning, but they all just kind of like, and like just don't care that you're there. But you do see kind of activity up at the helm.
At the helm, great. I'll just like literally keep riding Fern up. Fern, try and find Gambino if you can, bud.
He just kind of starts sniffing around and then just flies up and then lands on top of the helm and kind of makes his way down in. You see Gambino kind of lounging back at a table with boots up on the table. And as soon as you enter in, Valentine, as the rest of you kind of funnel in as well, the sunlight, though you're it's still where it comes in through the windows, like it's still a little bright, you're now more or less fine.
Oh,
just immediate, like in the sun.
Oh man, great. Captain.
Ahoy.
You have a good night?
Oh, it wasn't too bad. Made it back in one piece.
Yeah. Look who showed up again for us. Yeah.
I was just about to say, I see you look different, but you look good. Gord? Unless you've decided to take on a new moniker.
Same old me. New look.
I've been there. Changed up a couple of times. New hat, no one noticed. You could have said it was a nice hat. You didn't.
I think you always look nice. So.
You could have said it was
So we have what we need to. Now we got.
I should fucking hope so. We just left.
Yeah. Now we got to do the part though where we hand it over to you know who.
Of course. We're always ready to go, and in truth, you don't need so much from me this time. So I'm ready when you are.
Can we talk about that real quick? So do we have to get dropped off again and then walk up like we last time, or can we just? I mean, we have abilities. Could we just get to the door and go in?
Don't even need that.
Oh.
It seems expedited delivery is asked for. So we're going to be dropping you off in a safe space. Well, we're not even dropping off. We're going to land. They're going to come to you.
Okay. That sounds good.
So more or less, you could be in and out in 5 minutes.
God, I hope it's that easy. I'm just so worried it's not. But yeah, okay.
What do you have to worry about?
I guess you're right. I can see how you and Hondo got along so well. Wildcards, any other questions before we go?
Is Cook around?
Oh yeah, is Cook around?
Of course, it's cooking.
Oh my god, is he cooking breakfast? What's he cooking?
I don't fucking know. He's cooking breakfast or something.
Okay, I'll see you later.
I mean, he's going to bring it up here.
He's going to bring it up. Do you want to help him cook?
I know we've been learning all this magic stuff, but I also just kind of want to learn how to cook and like.
Wow.
Sure. I
Sure.
just never really learned a lot of those things.
Sure. Yeah, I'm sure he has a lot of knowledge about that.
I can't go.
Just don't bother him while he's working.
I'm not going to bother
Just see if you
him.
can help him. Yeah, I think we're ready.
You guys watch as like the doors kick open and Cook with like a bunch of guys is carrying in a bunch of trays, and
Shit.
most of them are heavily laden with like pitchers of ale and wine. But you do see as they trail in behind a spread of mostly meats and cheeses, but there is like some eggs and just like loaves of bread that look relatively fresh.
The best. I love that.
Just pick through to find like the croissants and like definitely that bitch taking all the nice pastries.
You got it. But Gambino looks to you and says, "Oh yeah, fucking eat up. But are you ready to go? If I kick this into high gear,
You guys ready?
I got a time now. We got things to do. Let's go.
Sure.
Let's get this shit
let's
over
do
with.
it. Let's go.
All right, good. Jesus Christ, let's go." He makes his way over and calls out across the ship to prepare for the jump. Before beginning to kind of bundle himself up with a thick fur-lined parka as he takes his seat at the dreadnought.
God, I forgot it's really fucking cold. Where's all our shit? Like dumping it, throwing in the bag holding. Try to get warm shit.
Suddenly, as you guys are just like shoveling breakfast foods in your face and slowly pulling on like cold weather gear, the dreadnought rises up and begins to turn to face the south away from Vesaria. And you feel that familiar rumbling and whining as you shoot forward. I need everyone to make Constitution saving throws.
My breakfast.
23.
Oh, thank God. What did you get?
18.
16. Kyle, do it for me, Mary says.
You got it.
The baby pooped everywhere.
The baby pooped everywhere.
No.
Let's see. Mary rolls 26.
Nice job, Mary.
Nice.
Then as the dreadnought shoots forward, you feel your stomachs lurch, but you're able to hold down your breakfast as you hurtle through space and leave the cool morning over Castirian behind and are immediately hit by icy, screeching wind and the dark skies over Cania. The dreadnought battles through the wind and snow, and you feel it buck against the conditions, and the platters of food and drink are rattling, and you can see the men who have come in to carry all immediately scurry to like make sure that the booze is okay and like hold it up so it doesn't tip off the tables. And you watch as from the helm, some of you kind of get up and see that you come up and over a ridge, and before the dreadnought there's this massive open expanse of churning water, like an immense lake, surrounded by ice, at the center of which you can see the glacier and the iron spike set within, waiting for you. This ominous monolith in ice and snow. You can see a long ice bridge stretches from the tower to the edge of the snow and ice sheet that surrounds it. But the dreadnought, however, shifts and ducks down behind a ridge and then down further into this kind of icy crevice, this kind of cavern. It's just wide enough for the dreadnought to kind of shift in and then slowly begin to sink down. And you begin to gather yourselves, finish putting on what cold gear you have. Gambino stands atop the helm, overlooking the main deck, and kind of looks up as the dreadnought finally shifts and lands, and it kind of bucks a little. And he kind of lets out this thin whistle. And at the front of the deck, kind of midway in the deck, there's a shimmer. And it splits the air, and you see a massive brown-skinned devil before you. The same one who had led you to Mephistopheles before. And he just kind of gestures.
Just walk forward. Is it really bright here too?
In this cavern, it's dark. But outside it is.
Oh, thank God. Just like snow blind to the max.
Yeah.
I'll step forward, dismount and step forward with the group.
Unless anyone does otherwise, he waits for you at the front of the helm, doesn't say anything, looks about as everyone gathers close. You just see as he kind of like raises his hand up, and you can see this kind of quick turn of his fingers. You see flame, and just he like brings it down fast, and it just strikes into the deck of the ship and sparks out beneath your feet, and then you're all teleported rapidly into a familiar office. The ice and the scattering of years, decades, millennia of study and arcane pursuits. As you look and see, the Archdevil Mephistopheles stood behind his desk, just as he was when you first met. This cool composure emanating from him like an aura. This brilliant, like incredibly expensive-looking, like robe draped off of his form and open in a deep, deep V. You see multiple like chains and amulets hanging from the neck. The curled horns and the long, dark hair. It's just eyes that are pitch black. Look over, and immediately a wide smile breaks his face as he turns to mist and shadow before rematerializing 5 feet in front of you.
Oh, God.
Tell me, you've been successful in the Astral.
We have. Nice to see you, Lord of the Eighth.
Show me.
Mage hand it over.
Sure. As you pull with Mage Hand the gate gem free of your bag of holding, You can see a closer look, and all of you see another glance as this amethyst crystal, the jagged edge, and you can see fissures and cracks all throughout its core. And from each of them, you can see this kind of shimmer of light from within, like threatening to break and push out this constant kind of swirling interior of dark green and white energy. As you shift it towards him, he does his own kind of mage hand in kind, and it kind of just begins to kind of hold and shift in space before him. And that smile grows wider. It's just, my, it is no wonder Asmodeus and the Vow have struggled with enemies such as you. Well done. I admit I had my doubts, but certainly no longer. Come. He leads across the room before settling the gate gem, kind of in a little bit of like a housing, like this little, what looks kind of like platinum, like ready to receive, and the gate gem sits perfectly still on top of it, so it's sat perfectly straight. And he just doesn't break his eyes from it as he finishes saying, no longer any doubts of your capabilities, that's for sure.
Thank you. It was pretty gross.
Yes. What did you experience there?
Huge undead god body decomposing. Fight with Carval. Heard of that? You know Carval. Yeah, he went back to Orcus. He's kind of that, you know, he can never stay away. Blah blah.
The
blah.
perpetual turncoat.
Yeah, exactly.
A threat for another day, perhaps.
Yeah. You mentioned a deal in 3 parts.
Of course.
Is this the first part?
The acquisition was the first part. Now comes the second part. I suppose you've proven yourselves. You've proven capable. There'd be no reason for you to go through this had you hoped to kind of turn on myself or on our plan. So what the hell? A little bit of information. What I believe to be contained in this, this gate gem, I believe to be contained within the mind of Tenebrius. What we have here will change the world, will change all worlds. As you well know, I make deals with creatures who seek power, intellect, and knowledge. Some simply need more time. Some seek answers that none have attempted to seek before. Carval came seeking dark lore from before the reckoning, an answer long lost, but those echoes that still remain. To the truth of Tenebrius, long ago the demon lords Orcus, Gratz, and the Demogorgon, they battled for supremacy of the Abyss, for the title of king. All the while battling the 9 hells in the blood war, and spilling out into Vesaria and fighting there as well, surely. But none could overcome the other, and while all were split, thus the Demogorgon stopped all pursuits but supremacy of the Abyss, and with his chaotic but undeterred focus, Orcus and Gratz were no match. Wounded in body and pride, they retreated, and the Demogorgon was crowned king. A fate neither demon could ever or would ever admit nor accept. Now Orcus became obsessed with his failure and is seeking a path to his domination of all life, no longer just the Abyss. And at this moment, he kind of, for the first moment, kind of breaks concentration on the gem and looks to Gord, and there's just this faint kind of shimmer across his eyes and just the tweak of a smile up on one side as he continues. Thus began his pursuit, in the pursuit of all those who he commanded, for the expansion of power, mind, and magic. But magic has its limitations, and wizards, sorcerers, and many an immortal being, putting a hand to himself, have tampered with those limitations, broken them, rebound them, found their limits, but none has accomplished as much as what I believe Orcus was capable of accomplishing. There is no confirmation, no proof of this story, no written accounts, only ghost stories and memories, until now, as he kind of gestures to the gem. In this pursuit of power, Orcus sought to become more than his limitations would allow. He sought divinity. But how to accomplish such a feat? In all of history, only once before had a mortal been broken from those ranks. He determined the only way he could would be if he could kill a god, consume their essence, their divine spark. You could gain their power. Perhaps not their worship, and perhaps it's even a short-lived power, but in theory, possible. But how to kill the unkillable? The only way how, I believe he devised, was with an impossible spell. You know of the most powerful necromancy. You know how deadly a single word of power can be. Well, the Demon Lord devoted all of his power and all of his malice, all of his cunning into creating a single word capable of rending any life, even a god. The last word. Now, it has been speculated that Orcus took this power to the plane of Mechanus, the world of law and order, the antithesis to his abyss. In a brief but destructive pursuit, used this spell, this last word, upon the god Primus. So, my belief goes, stripped him of his divinity, destroyed him. In doing so, Orcus claimed Primus's divinity and was destroyed, only to create a new form, one that he dubbed Tenebrius. The rest you may piece together, but you can see the truth now. You stood upon the flesh of the dead god. You harvested the lost knowledge, the last word. In time, it kind of taps the gem. When its full might is understood and prepared to be used, you will strike down the king with power even he will be unable to stop. That is your future. That is what I offer.
We're gonna kill Asmodeus with the last word.
At the very least, you're going to strip him of his divinity.
That seems like it would be worse than death for him.
Certainly. You're not wrong. There's no other way that I have foreseen in the countless plans, plots, schemes, anything, that I have devoted much of my pursuit as a devil, as an archdevil, to dethroning the king. You strip him of his greatest power. He is no greater than any other devil.
Then he loses his power and you move up a level.
It's possible. It would be a struggle, a battle. I can't say I don't see myself coming out pretty good in it. But I give you my word. I do not seek the same aims as he. I have nothing to gain by claiming all your souls in the material plane for mine own. It would only stymie my pursuits. My strength, my power comes from you seeking me. If I take you now, I have nothing to gain. If I take
Inside check.
Good?
Yeah, good call.
Inside chat with the devil.
Oh my god, that's a 19 on the dice.
Pretty good, pretty good.
She's like 42.
No, it's not. It's a 30.
His deception's gonna be like 57.
Wait,
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's a 30, but I'm sure that's not super high.
That is crazy.
Not when he rolls a 1.
Oh! We don't know this. We don't know.
Oh.
He is so focused on the fact that the pieces of his plan have shifted finally into like actual motion that he is kind of letting things go a little bit more. He's kind of rolling with his own theory, rolling with his own like fantasies. And you see that, first of all. But you do see that He truly doesn't want to do the same plan as Asmodeus. He's still going to be a devil, obviously. There's still plenty of evil that he will like to do in his life.
Yeah, he's still a shitty dude. Like, that's not going to change.
Oh, yeah. Like, he still has he doesn't care about any of the life that you're looking to keep safe. He doesn't care that your actions are for the good of Vesaria. He cares what he gets out of it.
Do you know who used the last word on that husk of Tenebrius we were on?
None used the last word on him. It's only ever, as far as I understand, been used once in all of history.
Oh, he used it on Primus.
Exactly. He unleashed as Orcus the last word upon Primus, stole his divine essence, killed the husk of the once god, and took his divinity to become Tenebrius. Now, Tenebrius, I have to assume, and I'm pretty confident in, was brought low by the Bastions themselves, banding together long before they pulled free of our worlds, keeping to their home planes, and no longer able to strike out at one another. This is why it falls to you.
I worry about us wielding that power and the cost it would take against us. Not saying we won't, but if a demon lord was
the word, and what becomes of the word after it's used?
One way
Is it around for someone else to use again? For you to use again?
I'll be entirely truthful. I don't know. And you can see he's kind of gleeful in not knowing.
Excited. How long do you think you would need to study this for? You mentioned you'd have to study it.
Kind of pulls at the goatee, just kind of toys with it. And as he kind of glances over, just like lovingly at the gem, he says, if you provide me a fortnight to study and to analyze its power in its current form, I may be able to understand briefly its strengths, whether it would destroy you to utilize it. Perhaps I can devise a safer method. Perhaps not. More importantly, I need to understand its limitations and how best it can be used to strike the king. And that requires time.
How much time do we know is until the next material plane moon?
You roughly, because you're not now, you lost time traveling in the astral a little bit. You still feel like you have like 4 weeks at least. Like you have a good amount of time.
We have a fortnight.
It's not like it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
You have a fortnight to burn and then time.
Whatever happens with that fourth seal, if we can keep them from breaking it again, even if they do break it, that just means that Asmodeus is unleashed upon the material plane. But that's an opening to use this word.
He kind of taps his nose a little bit and says, you're almost there. You're almost on the right track. Let me just set you a little.
Please.
Very hard not to roll the eyes and all the pageantry of this and try to...
Val fucking loves it.
This is exactly what a devil would do. He says, with his hands kind of steepled now again, kind of, and getting back into his own fantasy and his own plan. You're not wrong. The fourth seal no longer matters. It is but a moment in time. And in truth, the plan hinges ever so slightly on it going in their favor.
Mm-hmm.
This is a multi-part moment because you simultaneously need to be at that battle.
Mm-hmm.
You need to fight for Vesaria. You need to show that the champions of Vesaria are there. You need the harbingers focused on you. You need Asmodeus, if he presents an avatar, if he simply relies on the harbingers and the Revenant Vow, you need to be there. But you also need to strike him down simultaneously. While all other eyes are
We can't
focused.
show our hand. Why would we not be there?
Why would you not be there? While
I said, sorry, I think I got cut off. I said, like, plus we need to make sure we not show our hand. Why would they think we would not be there?
You did not say that. I didn't hear that first part. I think
No, we were talking at the same time. Yeah.
Precisely. It would give it away too easily that there's a secondary plot happening if you are not present at the battle. And this is why, in this fortnight or in the time afterwards, once I have studied the last word, I would recommend you arm yourselves. You take this time to find what relics you can, but most importantly, you seek Azuth's fate. I knew Mordenkainen, and I know what his staff can do in the right hands. He was a master of time in his day, and in such pursuits as these, time is not always on your side. You find it. Perhaps being in two places at once isn't so hard.
Zeus' fate messes with time?
Mordenkainen did, and as a master wizard of such ilk, I believe it carries that same essence. And in truth, I understand quite a bit of Mordenkainen, potentially more so than you do.
We'd heard you got some help from someone who loves the arcane. Do you happen to know? Oh no, the fourth seal broke. That means the bad guys are going to come here. Do you know where they would show up?
Well, likely at the gate.
Where's the gate?
I believe somewhere in the south of Vesaria.
Okay. South of Vesaria gate. Scribbles in his notebook.
I was under the impression it was near the fourth seal.
Okay. Hondo, we also got to visit your friend the Kraken. If we have time.
Do we have the weapons? Do we have the abilities?
We just got a power word kill god from the undead husk of another god. I'm sure we can handle it.
Okay, but we're not taking my good ship, so we're taking some shitty ship.
Yeah, Gambino is your good ship. We'll take a replacement. Is that the two parts? Let the fourth fall. He shows up. Use it.
And then there's a little more to the third part, in which that falls under. The second part currently is allow me my fortnight to work on this, understand it, and then present it to you in a way that you can utilize it.
Yeah.
In fairness, I may also be able to provide you with some aid should you need it in your pursuits.
Yeah, that'd be super helpful.
What would you require?
So unprepared.
It's a terrible thing to say to a devil.
Hey, what were you? How much to have our own cool Gambino ship?
I mean, I can point you in the right direction. Gambino had to fight for his. It wasn't exactly a walk in the park.
God, one day we gotta get one. He's just peacocking it around. It just makes me feel like so less than
out of nowhere.
Yeah. For what he paid, I think it's worth it.
Yeah, I bet.
If I don't know exactly how that relationship works. Is Gambino here with us, by the way?
No. You were just teleported, just the wild cards.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I was changing a very dirty diaper. Poop was everywhere. It took a very long time. I don't know how much exactly what that relationship between you two entails. Manpower never hurts on something like this, even if it's not necessarily something, sticking with us all the time, but they have abilities. I'm not looking around to the wild cards. They don't need to be with us all the time, but...
No, I would absolutely say they will not be with you. Part of this plan succeeding is the secrecy that there is a plan in the first place. Allying you with very obvious allies of mine, not very wise. However, if you wish to utilize their abilities elsewhere, I need a couple of things from them, but this does take precedence.
I'll turn to Valentine. I know you can get us around places, but it's harder when you don't have something from those places, right?
Yeah, and I've never been to the north where they think they lost the Zeus fate.
What do you need? Like, would a rock work? Would anything?
I was thinking just their ship itself. They could just fly us there.
I'm thinking if we can get things from them that let us, they can do the long traveling in terms of getting to different corners of Vesaria and grab us something that can get us closer to our goals whenever we want to get there.
That could be
Kind
handy.
of a fetch errand, fetch quest. I don't know if that's below their brow or if that's something we can accomplish in another way. But we don't have circles everywhere. The less time we spend trying to figure out how the fuck to get somewhere in a way that doesn't potentially, chuck us into the side of a mountain. That would be great.
Hondo, is there anything you want from this devil who's asking you for a favor? Not a favor, he's just saying he's
not doing that.
He's just a generous dude.
It's not that at all.
I'm always open to fancy weaponry.
So I've heard, as the first thing you asked for was a weapon of some kind.
Which you are
Think
giving.
bigger.
Yeah.
Think bigger.
How about the ability?
Oh my god.
Give me the ability to. I want to be able to teleport quickly,
Absolutely.
And what I mean by that is I'm not talking like teleporting from like one land to another. I'm saying like teleport me 20 feet. So, in a battle, you try and hit me. Oh, I'm over there now. Oh, I'm over there now. You can't catch me.
Don't you have that technically?
It does.
You can do that.
Yeah.
You can use Whisper and do that.
Oh,
yeah.
right. That's true. No, but I can't, if I'm being attacked, I can't throw Whisper and teleport, can I?
You can't do
you
it as
mean
a
like
reaction, but
as
you
a
can't do
reaction?
any of that as a reaction. That's not how that works.
Okay.
He just kind of looks you up and down and says, "You're more capable than I think you believe you are."
Or, I could give you one of my useless weapons and you could make it better.
I mean, that I can accomplish if that is something that is truly important to you. It's going to cost, but of course.
I'm willing to wager Valentine's soul, we can put it on.
No, I'm all set. I actually can't wager it again because it's already part of a contract that's legally binding. So is yours, by the way. Yours is still
I know. We can always double leverage,
double down with Mephistopheles. Double down on the soul. Mephistopheles, you've been too kind here, and we've wasted your time. If there is some way that we could have soil, rock, some sort of material components that would allow us to teleport to the north, that would allow us to teleport to wherever that gate perhaps might be, if Gambino knows where that is, that would be advantageous. I think that's probably the best thing, guys.
Do you want one more? Sorry, go ahead, Kyle.
Where would you choose one of those locations? And I have something that I can provide to get you to at least begin your journey to the Alabaster Towers. But any of the other locations, I could send Gambino and Sierra and his crew to potentially provide you with something that you could use to teleport to.
So you could help us with the Alabaster Tower thing, but then Gambino could grab something else?
I think this is possible.
Why don't we do the gate then? Be great to just know where that is.
Sure. That I can accomplish. I will send Gambino his marching orders. He will find you or contact you in some way. But as for the Alabaster Tower, it was Mordenkainen's sanctum and sanctuary. It was lost in the Battle of Dragon's Run True in the north.
Mhm.
Many know this. But perhaps not all paths to it are doomed. Mordenkainen was secretive, but easily the most intelligent human I've ever encountered. And in his intellect, or perhaps his paranoia, he left several doors and passageways back into his domain across the realms. Very few know of their locations, and likely none of them are alive. Even truthfully, I don't know of any direct locations. But I do have a key. Kind of like produces a key out of nowhere. And it's this alabaster key, this like grand like flourish on the back end, and like the big prong key, this large key. He holds it aloft and says, use this as you will. If you find a door, use it as a focus to find the tower. Use it as a paperweight for all I care. I do have more pressing matters, but it's a start. And I will send Gambino and his crew to find the Vesaria side of the gate and get you a point to travel to.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
Excellent. Well,
Will you contact us when you want to speak to us next, or should we?
how best to contact you?
We know in, I guess that's much later. Yeah, it'd be nicer to know before the full moon.
It will be certainly before the full moon.
Yeah.
It'll be 2 weeks from now. I'll contact you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. This has been a most fruitful partnership.
Be careful with that thing. It was a bitch to get.
I imagine. Now, good day. And he kind of sweeps his hand, and you are forcefully sent from the tower and like land in a pile on the deck of the ship.
Ow. Ow.
Gambino is just kind of waiting with his boots up on a crate. Leans down, pulls up a nail.
We're all set.
Mighty quick. What do I say? 5 minutes in and out.
Yeah, you were right. It was pretty painless.
Good. You're all alive. Look at this. Hey. We did it.
Hey, Gambi, I have a question. If we go after the Kraken, how capable do you think this ship is?
Well, it's an airship, so unless the Kraken's flying, questionable.
It's fair.
I mean, if are you serious?
We're contemplating it, you know. It's one of our options. We're throwing things around.
Well, here's the thing. It's not one of your fucking options. It's my fucking ship, you stupid Triton. Fuck off. Jesus. This is my fucking ship. If I decide I want to go fight a fucking Kraken, then I'll go fight a fucking Kraken. Maybe I'll let you come along. You don't get to fucking come on here and say, oh, hey, what can we do? You're fuck off. Jesus. But in truth, I think I could take a Kraken on the ship.
Oh, that's cool. That's
I
good
have
to
a
know.
quick question just because I'm curious,
Yeah.
Mr. Sir, is with an airship, is it made like an airship, or like if we get the Kraken back, we make it into an airship? Because that would be so cool.
Like a Kraken airship?
Yeah.
Wait, I'm not sure I understand.
Because you have an airship because you're super cool, and like, I'm not going to get into that at all, but
He knows, yeah.
is it made like, do you make it like an airship, or was this a ship before that was transformed into an airship? Because I feel like Hondo, Kraken, he's been there, done that. He's also been the floppy salmon, but like he's never been the flying fish, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So when we were in the Astral Sea,
Yeah.
I think we came across some other ships out there. They were destroyed, but more or less, I was given coordinates of where one of the Githyanki warships were going to be on our side of the world in Vesaria. I was given a time, I was given a place. I just had to fight for it. I came out on top.
So it was
Their
already
ship.
flying, is what you're saying.
It was already made this way. I just made some modifications to make it fucking badass.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, I see that everywhere. I see the curtains, the everything.
The aesthetic.
The aesthetic.
The aesthetic is mostly me and Sarah, of course.
Yeah.
But the actual capabilities, well, that's Githyanki technology. Yeah, if you want to go get one, we can go back to the Astral, but I feel like you got a little bit of a some other shit going on.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Is that where you picked up your friend? Was he on that ship or was he already a part of the crew?
He was the last survivor. Let him live. Now he owes me a life debt.
That's nice. It's kind.
That's like a good friendship bond, like a friendship for the lifetime.
Precisely. I trust him with my life.
That's nice.
That's really nice. It's a good
That's a
story.
nice place.
We're good. No, we're good, by the way, though. We can leave.
Correct. Where do you want to go?
We have to pick up Raleigh's goat. So if you just want to go back to the desert, that'd be awesome.
Place you picked us up.
Please pick us up.
Sure. All right. Then let's go.
Oh, by the way, you might get some. Hondo was super specific that he needed you to run an errand, and Mephistopheles is just like, no problem, my boy will help him with that. So, Mephistopheles will tell you about it.
We'll see. In truth, if you do want to fight a Kraken, Hondo, you give your old boy a call.
Big. That's big.
We'll let you keep the body, you know.
I could do with a Kraken skull.
Imagine that on the front of your ship.
That would
Put
really
the
add to
size
the
of the whole
aesthetic.
ship. You could just put the ship inside the Kraken skull.
Oh, that's dope.
It's pretty cool.
And then it's a flying Kraken.
We have to do like a couple things, maybe one or two things, and then that's honestly on our schedule.
That's good to know.
Hey, wait. How could we contact you in the future, like about that?
How the fuck should I know?
Well, like, don't you want to like participate? It'd be so fun.
Well, that's your thing, not my thing. If you gotta contact me, contact me. Why is that my problem?
You just said you wanted to help with the Kraken thing, then you get the whole Kraken skull thing.
Well, sure, but when you fail and go on your own without me, I'll go do it myself some other day.
Okay, we're just saying like we're probably gonna do it in a little bit. So should we swing by Casterian, see if you're home?
That's where I live. If I'm not there, you gotta find another way to contact me. I don't see where you're not getting.
I
my
want
point.
to be friends. I want to hang out. That's what I'm trying to say.
Sure.
He's asking for your phone number.
You have a gem that has a cell on it. Good
I
point.
don't have that.
I will find a way to contact you, and I appreciate what you do.
Please do. Well then, yeah, let's
People.
to the desert, I suppose.
Thank you.
You guys aboard the dreadnought, teleport once more back to the desert, and I think this is where we're going to stop today.
Wait. Gord,
Yes.
I had this thing. Hold on 1 sec. I had this thing that's yours. Will it fit in your kitty ear?
It should.
Okay, fine. Here we go. It's back.
Thanks.
Very generously gives back the earring. But unless there's anything you guys want to accomplish or say at the end of this day, as you guys make it to, we'll say easily enough to get back to the desert, get back to the Platinum Sanctuary, Gambino and crew, fuck off.
I just wave at the ship as it disappears.
Thanks for tuning in. Join us next time as the Wildcards enjoy some much needed and festive downtime. There'll be a new episode up every Tuesday, so stay tuned. But until then, keep exploring.